Hi, it's Ines Simpson here again. And I'm here to tell you today about some different stuff. But first of all, I really want to talk about what we've been talking about today. Martin and I, we always have discussions about hypnosis. But we were really talking about how hypnosis today, especially more, is all about exploring the mind. But before we get too much into it, I just want to draw your attention to that there is sunshine here outside. As you can tell, though, it's still winter, but we're having sunshine today, which is a great bonus. Anyway, back to the thinking stuff about hypnosis. Now, you know, hypnosis used to be a lot about, and it still is with part of the population. You know, they think it's all about stop smoking, stop biting your nails, things like that. But everything connected to your mind is hypnosis, and it's a natural state. So what do we do as hypnotists? Today, we're out questing. We are the explorers, and we're having a great time. Does everybody choose to explore? No. They might still be just helping you quit smoking and doing all those things, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're a quester, I'm kind of a quester. I've always been a quester. So for me, it's always about exploration, what's coming next. And there's a lot of that happening today. And if you're even slightly interested in hypnosis, I'm just going to tell you that I'm presenting a free webinar on, let's see, it's on 2 p.m. my time, which is Pacific time on the west coast of Canada. So you'd have to match that up to where you are. So you can register for free at the esdaleinstitute.com going under mentoring. Now, if you're brand new to hypnosis, you haven't ever even thought about it, you might just want to listen to get to know about it. But it's a lot of information. I've been told, gee, wow, that's a lot of information you just gave away. But you know what? There's so much more. And of course, I will be plugging that. So, but there's also, I'm plugging other people too, because maybe I don't suit everybody. Maybe not everybody's a quester. Maybe not everybody is in rapport with what I do. And that's okay. I give you some other ideas on how to start if you're interested in becoming a hypnotist or hypnotherapist, whatever term you use. So, but there's also on the free part, there's 3 knobs there. One's mentoring, one's free, and one's Simpson Protocol. Okay, we're not talking about Simpson Protocol today, but the button's there too. So if you're already a hypnotist, you're interested in that, go to Simpson Protocol. And if you want to go to the free stuff, if you're brand new, there's an introduction, a little book on, an ebook on Introduction to Hypnosis. Now, and the webinar is free. So you come to the webinar and you get all the information and you decide what you want to do. Is that okay? That's all you need is that information. So you understand hypnosis? That's okay. And if you decide, well, gee, I'd like to do this, or I'd at least like to hook into it and see what it's all about. But the major thing for you to understand is, I'm just going to go from my own experience. That means nobody else feels like me. That's what we always think, right? Or we think, this is what we think. Everybody thinks like us or nobody thinks like us, but it's somewhere a balance in between. So I always used to I've worked in all kinds of things, including hospitality. I was a fisherman, all that stuff. But I got bored. Within a 5-year plan on whatever job I was doing, had lost any incentive for me to be in love with it. So, but there's so much difference in hypnosis because I can keep questing. I never get bored with hypnosis. There's just no way. Everybody's different. Every client's different. It is an astounding way to make my living and have so much great fun. So if you're that type of person, then you might be very interested in the free webinar. And you can go from there in all kinds of directions. I think I give you 3, one being me, and I mentioned myself first, of course. But I do give you other ways of getting into hypnosis and asking about it. It depends on the style of hypnosis you like. And I explain all that in the webinar. So for me, I was so interested in it. I was the first person I ever hypnotized. I was 10 years old. I forgot that I was interested in hypnosis as I grew up, did all the usual stuff. You know, I had kids, did all that. And I didn't become a hypnotist till about 19 years ago. So there's always time. And I know many people, they take the tack of doing it part-time while they get, you know, busier and busier and can flip over to another, to this as being self-employed. So there's a lot more involved in being a self-employed hypnotist, right? There's always more involved in that than doing it a job for someone else. So you have to wear hats, wear different hats, or else you get really good at the one hat and you get other people to help you with the technology like I do. I'm very lucky because I have Martin. But otherwise, if you're any kind of technological person, today you need some of those skills. So I'm just not going to say to you that all you need to know is about hypnosis. Because to be a hypnotist and you're self-employed, you need to do the work. Of course, there's other hypnotists that work for other people in clinics and let them take care of that. And nothing wrong with that. All of those things are good. So the webinar on hypnosis is really addressed to new people. But you know what? If you've just explored the world of NLP or other stuff, you might want to tune in just to see the other aspect, because I'm definitely almond oriented. So if you want to see how the other half lives, you just can join. I don't care. It's free. Just come and see it. Come and have a good time. And no expectations on either my part or yours. So enjoy it and really have a good time with it. So hello there. So again, the esdaleinstitute.com, and you can just hit mentoring, and it'll be it'll tell you everything you need to know. Now, if you go to the Simpson Protocol button, of course, it'll tell you about Simpson Protocol. And if you go to the free button, you'll get all the freebies. And I think it might even show up my free self-hypnosis site, because I really do like having everybody learn something about hypnosis. And since I'm really spouting off about all this stuff again, I'm going to plug my Voice America Hypnosis Everywhere program too. And you just go online for that and you get it at Voice America. And it's all the same place. You can get all the information there. So hi, Kelly. Peggy Kelly Davis. Kelly, I don't have my glasses on. You guys, if I don't see your name, it's because I don't see it, because I'm not seeing it. And she's got a long name, and I had to sort of kind of see it. I had to take a guess. Anyway, nice to see you. Peggy does some great training too. And we're sort of almond-based trainers, so there's many of us in the world. So, but this webinar can make you decide if you're interested, or if it's just, here come my glasses. So that's good. Oh, Brigitte, good. And Adrian, nice to see you there. So understand that this is just information. And information is something I've been giving out free for a long time now. I've been doing that hypnosis program. It's a free thing. It's on iTunes. It's everywhere. And I'm giving webinars out. Now, of course, that leads you to know that I'm really keen on giving out information. And that part usually isn't free. But I also, like I said, I will give you other things to do besides me, because I really want everyone to start to know about hypnosis and become much more knowledgeable about what hypnosis is. And so it's like an hour and a half, I think, Martin, the webinar, and there's so much information on it. So you'll definitely know what hypnosis is about by the end of that. So that's going to be, again, on the 16th, Martin?
January 16th.
Yeah, January 16th. So, but like I say, if you have, I'm going to be doing these little live shots quite a bit now, and so if you want anything specifically answered, then I need you to show up and send me an email at InesSimpson.com. Now, I've also having for you guys, Peggy and all the people who know Wendy Weber, she's going to be on Hypnosis Everywhere this Wednesday. Please, when I put that up, I always say, please share, because it only goes out to 2 people. I'm exaggerating. But the more it's shared, the more people will listen to Wendy. And she's such an expert on regression. We get along really well. So, but I'm going to say it's a good program. And if you can't see it live on Wednesday at 11, you can check it on iTunes or Voice America later. And there's other places, but I never know where that is. Plus, we'll also do a bit of Facebook Live before the program, which will be around 20 to 11 or something like that. And we'll do some of that and do that. And then when we do the program, we go back down, because I don't know if you've seen me do both together. I have enough trouble doing it like this by myself. But when I try to do the Zoom and the whole thing with the radio program, it's a bit of a train wreck. So we do the Zoom first, and then we record the program live, and it's still Zoom, so we can post it later. You can see the Zoom later, but it's also on iTunes and Voice America. I think I beat that one to death. So, hello, Krista. Nice to see you. So, all of you that are here, if you're interested in hypnosis, even if you don't want to become a hypnotist, I urge you, it's free, and come see it at 11 on, 2 p.m. Gee, there it goes.
And you can get it by going
2 p.m. on the 16th. And you just go to esdaleinstitute.com and hit the mentoring button, and all the links will be there. So that's great. Well, I think that's my little spiel for today. But like I say, if you want me to talk about something specific, just email me and I'll bring it up.
Or I'm not talking to all of them.
Or maybe I'll just sit here and look at you and see who's here. I'd like to see, I hope one of these days, Peggy, that I get to see you live, and Adrian, you too. Krista, I never see you, but that's okay, because you're not that far away, but I never do see you. And so all the people that are here, maybe luckily one day we will be live in the same place. I hope I just be live is good. I think I've said.
Anyway, so the purpose
okay, so the purpose of this was I really believe that the hypnosis community is moving forward, and things are changing a lot from when we used to talk about in the 50s. And the 50s and 60s, even when I first trained in hypnosis, we were still learning that stuff. We have moved miles. And today there's so many people doing questing and experimenting, and that just makes me so happy. And, we're all moving ahead from where we were. So if you took your training 20 or 30 years ago and you haven't done any changes since then, you may want to hop on the bandwagon with all the other people doing questing, because it fills you up. It also is exciting. I mean, I'm very lucky because when I teach Simpson Protocol or other classes, I get to play with like-minded people, and we can move things forward every kind of time I teach. It doesn't mean that what we did before, or even in the 50s, wasn't good. It's always good. It's just the nuances that change, slight shifts in thinking. Slight shifts in thinking can make a huge difference. Anyway, I think I'm going to beat that to death too. So remember, your mind's infinite, and the questing and exploration is infinite. So, which brings me to one more subject. How we're always talking about science. Well, science has changed every decade as far as I know. And yet people want everything to be scientifically based, so we know that it works, and all these sort of thinking. Science has changed forever. So you want to say, which science is that? Is that what they believed in the 1800s? Is it 10 years ago? Is it now? And what about 100 years ago? And why is it valid? Because it's only real for now. Even in the smallest things, like coffee is good for you. No, coffee is not good for you. Eggs are good for you. No, eggs are not. Even in that sort of stuff. So that goes in every facet of it. I was talking to someone this morning, and they were talking about some part of the brain that this was doing this, and I said, that's wonderful. And I said, that's great, and it's as real as anything, because it's real right now. I know, I'm a little bit far off. So I'm always saying, just be open to the possibility, because our minds are infinite. They're not finite like our belief systems in the moment. Anyway, I got on that little horse too, so I just going to not keep you all day for listening to that kind of stuff, because I could go on forever about stuff like that. So again, we'll see you soon, because I'll be here again. And I'll say goodbye for now. Bye, guys. And I'm glad that you just dropped in to see me for a moment, that's great. Bye again.
Yeah, a lot less going to go on that one than we do.